in Osaka, Japan, reviewing the hotel that is behind me, Hotel Universal Port. We are right outside of Universal Studios in Japan, and this is the highest rated Google reviewed hotel. We're putting it to the test. We're gonna tour you around through all the amenities, the theming of Minions, to see if it is worth a spot on your bucket list. But without further ado, let's get into it. But if you're new here, we're Mitch and Ella of MitchEllaCo, and after 5 years, 20 countries, and over 100 travel videos, we're starting our biggest adventure yet. Around the world in 80 stays. From theme park resorts to luxury escapes to iconic city hotels, we're showing you the most unforgettable places to stay and what to do nearby. In our last video, we were in Japan uncovering their hidden theme park just outside of Tokyo, Sanrio Puroland, or aka Hello Kitty World, and it definitely wowed us. But today it's all about a Minions themed hotel just outside of Universal Studios Japan called Hotel Universal Port. First impressions, I already see the Minions and the building is yellow, but there's a water feature as you walk in through the gates. We're gonna go and walk you through the check-in process. If you are a Despicable Me fan, this is the hotel for you. They're all over the place, and there's so many photographical, Instagrammable moments throughout for your kiddos. 3D Minions everywhere. And they're themed after Halloween. We are here during October, but to check in behind me, they have a strict policy of 3 p.m. I'd say, and we got here at like 11 a.m. We walked around City Walk, and then we left our luggage with us, and they happily took them, brought them up to our room. Now we did sneak in at like 2:15 and asked if our room was ready, and they let us in, which was fantastic. But easy check-in, great customer service, very quick. They have so many people working, and you just need your passports and a quick immigration form to fill out, and then you're good to go. And if you need a little distraction while you wait, there is a aquarium essentially behind the check-in desk. And I just saw, as I was talking with you guys, there is a check-in and check-out machine too. So in case you're adverse to talking to people, you can try this instead. If this is your 15th Japanese hotel and you've been to Japan before, then you know that the hotels are known for all the extra amenities and like little toothbrushes and hair kits and different things that come along with the room. This one has a amenities center in the lobby, so you can pick up as you go, and they're not in the room. I feel like it makes the room less cluttered, but if you are missing Q-tips and you didn't pack any, they're here for you. And one of the extras as you stay at a Universal owned hotel is that there's a big screen in the lobby where you can see all the wait times, but it is in Japanese, so you want to whip out your Google Translator and just hover over the picture, have it change, and then you can scope out which rides have the longest wait if you're here maybe a day earlier, so you can see what it's going to be like the next day when you do visit the park. We've made it to the baggage room. Let's take a look. So again, you'll just need 100 yen, which is a coin. You drop it in, you put your luggage in there. They do have other lockers for luggage if it's bigger, but I just hadn't seen this before. It's so interesting because they do get so much turnover where people arrive early or they check out and they leave their luggage here. So we have a map. I took you into the locker room, then there's the open air lockers, and there's another locker nook on the other side of where the ticket counter is. Plenty of room for storage. An additional perk of staying at a Universal hotel is that you can buy your tickets in the hotel instead of at the gate or online, which could be convenient if you're last minute or maybe you want an extra day that you weren't planning on. They can sell them at the handy dandy counter behind me. I didn't lie to you. Here's an Instagrammable moment, and it's themed after Halloween, just like I said. This is like one of 4, I want to say. They're playfully placed throughout, but I will say that the room that we got is a port view, and it's less gimmicky, less themed, tastefully decorated, but this is for the kiddos. Again, the theming coming through. It's like at each staircase you find the water, and now they're in floaties and a mummy costume. It's getting good, guys. Do they have names? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Doug or something.
Oh my gosh, they are like plain Jane names. Kevin. This could be Kevin. Again, the theming, the photo opportunity, the neon lights, I love it. I feel like they change it out through seasons, and this just makes the hotel so much more interactive. There's been lines every time we walk past for people to take their photos with the Minions. Welcome to Lounge R. It is the bar cafe area. I'd say you'd get alcoholic beverages from here, sweet treats, and then there are a couple bites, but it's not like you would get a full meal here. It has a great view of the port. If you haven't seen it in your room, maybe you're facing towards the park and this is your opportunity to see the port. But I love that there is a T-Rex from the ceiling and orange accent for the Halloween theme throughout. It's just a cute extra feature. If you didn't want to go to Lounge R, then you'd hop across the walkway essentially to Rex Market, which not only has Baskin and Robbins, but it also has Cold Stone popsicles everywhere. More sweet treat sugar opportunities if you haven't got your fill in the park yet. Let's take a look inside though. This one's a little bit for eating. I see udon noodles, ramen, Caesar salad, sandwiches. So this would be where you're gonna eat if you didn't want to eat in the park, or maybe it's late at night. I don't know the hours of it, but it definitely, again, has much more sugar to eat. Yet another perk of staying at a Universal hotel is that you get a Universal merch shop built in. There's all kinds of souvenirs through each of the worlds, including Snoopy, Elmo, the Jaws movie. I even saw some Pokemon in the distance and Mario. So you're gonna walk around. If you didn't want to get something pre-made, then you'd get some treats to go and take them back to your room, or some souvenirs. And one of our favorite things about Japan is that they have plastic remakes of whatever you're about to buy food. So when you're in a souvenir shop, you don't know what's in here. It's got great packaging. You just look up and see the plastic figurine of what it actually is and get clear expectations of what you're buying. This is throughout all of Japan, especially in City Walk, all the different meals that you're gonna get. It's just a cute feature of Japan and it's incorporated in the hotel. So the weather is a little crazy in Japan, but there's a lot of cover, I would say, while we were walking around the park. But they sell ponchos here. This is extremely fashionable, especially if you've coordinated your outfit for months like I have. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is pouring outside. But tomorrow we have 83-degree weather. It's a little almost Florida-esque if you've been to the other Universal Park or Epic Universe. But this poncho comes in handy, and if you don't want to wait till you leave the hotel, you can pick it up at the hotel.
You can also wear it to graduation.
You can also see the cameraman the whole time. Oh yeah.
The minion.
True to Japanese culture, we have found a vending machine that gives you fresh squeezed orange juice. I haven't seen this anywhere else while we were walking the streets of Japan, but this is awesome in the lobby. Picking up one of these, there are vending machines throughout and even on the floor of your hotel for water, soda, and coffee, I want to say, but yeah, this one takes card. What'd you get?
Orange juice.
How much was it?
More than you can afford, pal. Oh, it really is good.
Now that we have freshly squeezed orange juice, I wanted to point out all the cars. They're not Hot Wheels, but I mean the car collectors in us. And you come further into the boy section. Whoa, there's a wall there. Of the dinosaurs.
What's in that orange juice?
Whoa. It's a mimosa. So all the dinosaurs behind me, there's all kinds of souvenirs in here. There is a Jurassic Park world inside the park, so it makes sense, but it's this random room that is just for dinosaurs. I love it. If you enter into the hotel, on the left side and the right side, there's two black staircases. On the left, you go upstairs and there's port, dining, aqua, and then there's also port, dining, Rico Rico, and there is a long pathway that unfortunately is closed right now. You can see on the maps in the lobby the secondary level. There's the two restaurants and then there's the spa, so we're gonna walk all the way on the other staircase to go check it out. And just like that, we're on the other side of the hotel, up the secondary stairs, and I wanted to point out the port restaurant Rico Rico. They have a Halloween theme, which looks adorable. It's 5,500 yen, which is about $36 US, but there's even like fingers and teeth and I don't know. It's fun theming, which I'm sure they do during Christmas and different holidays as well. Welcome to the spa, which is on, again, the second floor on the other side of restaurant Rico Rico. This looks like foot, head, full body massages, but I do recommend you make reservations in the room. They have a little menu that you can check out. It's mostly in Japanese, so if you wanted to pick up more English one, it's situated right outside the door. Unfortunately, it's closed right now, so we can't take a look inside, but maybe I'll find some photos on the internet for you guys. But just an extra luxury amenity that could be good for moms that are losing their mind after taking their kids to the parks. And the extra bonus clip is that we found a laundry room with a washer and dryer. I bet it's coin operated if I had to guess. If you were making your way through Japan and maybe this was your Osaka trip and you're transferring, this is a great opportunity to wash all your clothes. I have not seen it at any other hotel that we stayed at, including all the Disney parks. And so this is an extra that you could make use of if you are planning your itinerary thoroughly and watching our video. This elevator is a good time. Not only echoey, but Minion covered. And you want to use your your key card to get to your level. It automatically throws your number up, but we're going back down to level 1. Welcome to the Coca-Cola Nook that we found. It's on the first floor, right off of when you check in. If you are extremely thirsty, like I said, there's vending machines throughout. We have coffee, we have Fanta, we have Coca-Cola, water. What else? There's probably, even grape juice. So lots to choose from. Inside the Coca-Cola Nook, you can find the money exchange. It does only take cash, so if you were going to come to the country, you'd bring some American USDA to US to exchange it into Japanese currency. Something positive to have instead of doing it at the airport. Now that we've taken you through the entire first floor, all the markets, and the entire second floor, all the restaurants, we're making it our way up to our room, which I can't wait to show you. Has a spectacular view of the port. It is not themed, but it is a great space to cost ratio. I'm a fan. But before I show you the room and how much we spent on it, make sure you like and subscribe. Welcome to 1033. Come on in, guys. So, right off the bat, I want to set clear expectation. This is a very Americanized room, and what I mean by that is it's enormous in space and size compared to all the other Japanese hotel rooms we stayed in. And but starting out with, it has a closet, a designated room for the toilet and the sink and the shower and tub. Let's take a look. Right off the bat, we have the closet with a bunch of hangers. And then you want to stick your key card in to start the electricity rolling. We have the toilet room with a miniature sink. It's just the little details. It's ready to go. Then I'm going to take you back out into the sink area. Ample towels, one for each guest. I see toiletries, happy Halloween. All of the extra amenities I showed you earlier are going to be down in the lobby if you wanted to pick up an extra toothbrush or brush, which is pretty consistent in Japan. Then we have the full shower room. If you're not familiar with Japan, it's very usual to have like a closed off shower room where it's a standing shower and a tub, but they're all in one and you just shut the door behind you. And I do see some toiletries that I'm sure smell phenomenal. Then we make it to this accented pink, my favorite, full length couch that you can lounge on and overlook the port. It's not the nicest, most aesthetic port, but I do love a giant window that comes with the room because a lot of the hotel rooms we have are like this big. This one is really, really big. And you can spread out. I'm sure I could see people laying their luggage along this couch or laying out all your outfits or something before the day starts and it's set away and tucked away. And then this, I think this extra space is designated for an extra bed if needed. I did see in somebody else's video, they had a 4-bed bedroom where it was like 4 of these in a row. So this leaves like this empty space for activities, I guess. And then on the headboard, over here, we have luggage. We have this handy dandy knobs. Japan has the best buttons. Rooms, entrance, USB, and Americanized plug-in. Just note your 3-prong won't work here, but 2-prong is everywhere, so you won't need to bring an adapter to Japan, which is a blessing. Then, again, this huge double bed. Japan is really good at really firm beds and not that many pillows, so I'm stoked to have 3 pillows and the beds put together. We have this good sized TV, which I saw in the lobby on their little handout as they give you when you check in. They have 1 token movie per month that plays nonstop. I think this month is Minions, which makes sense for the hotel, but also the theming continues with the porthole type of accent mirror, as well as the chair. This could be your desk area. Then we have the hidden mini fridge down here. Let's see. Is there anything in there? No, and I don't think I saw any waters that were complimentary, now that I think about it. And then we have coffee and tea over here. We got some goods, a little ice bucket, glasses and mugs, and a water machine for the tea. Then up top, we have the remote control that is half in English, half in Japanese. This one's pretty good. I feel like I could figure it out. And I'll also say that they give you a handy dandy breakdown of all the spa services that they offer, and the spas on the 2nd floor, but it is mostly in Japanese, which Mitch showed me a great tool. If you open up Google and you can click a translate button and it'll show you all the English words overlaid over Japanese. So if you ever get overwhelmed in a hotel and you don't know what their message they're trying to get across, just Google it. Also, there's English speaking channels. This is the first time we've encountered this in all 10 of the hotels we've stayed in. If you were to click on this video, it was while you were doing research for your stay at Universal Japan, which is understandable. There's a lot of hotels to choose from, and this one really does stand out because it has the most Google reviews out of all the hotels I checked out, and that's why I booked it. I will say that because of its disconnection or a little bit extra of a walk from Universal, the city walk and all the restaurants and the entrance of it, maybe if you want to be a little bit closer, a better hotel would be something inside City Walk. But this one is so kid friendly and themed throughout, especially if you're looking for an extra special room. It really hits all the check marks, and this one is just a regular room with a port view, and it's huge, so it's really accommodating to families. I would say that, again, there's a reason why it's so highly rated. So overall, is it worth your stay? If you're coming here with a family, need extra space, want to be close to Universal, love Minions, then I would say yeah. And on our drum roll for how much it costs, I want to say that I booked it and it was like $350, but I will say it changes drastically over weekends to weekdays. And we're also here during the Osaka World Fair, and so there's a lot of people in town, and I think the prices are a little bit more inflated than they usually are, but it's really comparable to the hotels around here, so the choice is up to you. But coming up, we're going to Universal, so this video should be paired with our full guide of Universal Japan. And out of our 80 stays, we have Miracosta in Tokyo Disneyland, then we have Tokyo Disneyland Hotel, then we have the Cerulean Towers, we have Godzilla, and now this one, I think they're in the order they should be. This one I like just because of the access of the Universal, but Disney is on a whole nother level. Cerulean Towers in downtown Tokyo, the views over the city are unbeatable, and then Godzilla is like Japan to me. So that's great. Make sure that you like and subscribe because we're on our way to 80 stays around the world and we're just at the beginning, but we will see you on the next one.